Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. It's the last day of August. Can you believe tomorrow will start the month of September? Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. Warm this morning, 76 already, 77 in Mariana, 78 in Apalachicola, and 81 already in Sandestin. Now there's some rain east of us coming off the Gulf. We're sort of starting an unsettled pattern coming in. There's been a lot of rain south of us and starting to work its way up, and we got a 30% chance of rain today. We do need some rain. I was mowing my yard yesterday, and it's dry. I don't know about y'all. I have this it's my own personal belief that I do not mow on weekends. Okay, I always mow during the week, but I wish it had rained a little bit to dampen it down. Our boating forecast: wind's going to come. Well, first of all, it's going to get as high as 94, and low tonight 77. Water temperature stayed at 88 degrees. Now the boating forecast: the winds out of the south, east, and then southeast coming together. East and southeast. That's that circle that's coming around. That low pressure moving up, and it's counterclockwise. It's at 5 to 10. Seas 1 to 2. And a smooth to light chop on protected waters. The river readings, this is going to be interesting now. Apalachicola, Bluntstown, is hanging around 0.5. It's been steady all summer at 0.5. But check this, the Choctawhatchee River at Caryville is officially reading 0.0. Well, I guess you could say 0.0, but it is now at 0. And I guess this weekend it may start flowing upriver. But it's really low. Just be aware of that. Maybe we'll get some of that rain this weekend to bring it up some. Our Carl Vernon Marine Specialties tide chart. Give Carl a call. Any kind of dock work or seawall or boat lift. He's an expert in it. We're looking at the tide this morning, low at 6:58 a.m. right at 7, and then high tonight at 11:35, and we're looking at a 0.4 foot range there. Carl Vernon Marine Specialties. Okay, each Wednesday we'd like to call our buddy over there, Cape San Blas, get a live report from Captain Blair Morgan with Blue Water Bandit Charters, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston. How are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
What's going on down there?
Well, we got a good shower here just a minute ago, and I see some lightning off to the southeast, and they're kind of coming off the Gulf over here, hitting us out here on the Cape, so that's good. But you were talking about low water. A friend of mine, Bobby Burkett, he's got a houseboat over Harris Creek, and he said he went up there and spent 3 or 4 days fishing last week. Said it was terrible between the heat and the low water. Said the fish just aren't biting at all, so he wasn't going back till something changed.
Yeah.
But he said it's it's definitely low and just kind of stagnant water over there. But scalloping out here, there's been a lot of people scalloping. Even during the week this week, the boat ramps are full, and everybody's going out there. But I've had several reports of people telling me that they're finding some dead scallops in the shallower water, and they think they're dying because of the water temperature. But they said they're finding big mature scallops, that's with the shells open with the meat still inside of them. So,
well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is, and people out there scalloping need to make sure that, they don't pick up any of those and bring them home with them.
Yeah, and if we need to get some more reports on that, maybe get the FWC to check it out if that's the case, because I think it's so hot, like you said, it might be causing that. Yeah,
it's definitely hot. Water temperature is about hotter than I think I've seen it in years. But not a whole lot of fishing going over here in the bay. There's a bunch of tarpon offshore. I mean, right close to the beaches, rolling. A friend of mine said he saw a school about 150 right there close to Snumpole the other morning when he was walking his dog, and he said it wasn't 50 yards right off the beach.
Wow.
So if anybody wants to catch tarpon, they're over here just thick right now.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. We had an offshore trip yesterday. We went out and went out 32 miles. We caught some pretty nice red grouper, and of course the same old thing on the snapper. But Sherry, my friend, she had one big red grouper on. She had him on almost right up to the boat. We could see him, and out of nowhere a shark came by and just bit him in two. Ooh. And all she had left was a head. Made her mad.
Ooh.
As hard as they are to come by. But anyway, we had a good time. And
all right, Blair, sounds like a good report, buddy.
yeah,
All right,
yeah, that's about what's going on.
We're going to check on you this weekend.
Okay,
All right, take it easy.
thank you.
Captain Blair Morgan, you heard it from the freshwater, from Howard's Creek. You heard about the bay, and then you heard about offshore. He was there yesterday. So good report. And we'll take our first break and be right back.
Bill Kramer's Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC is Panama City's exclusive full-line dealership, built on a 45-year foundation of trust and total customer satisfaction in all departments, including our huge pre-owned department, where we'll pay top dollar for your current automobile as a trade-in, or we'll place your vehicle on our lot and help you sell it. At Bill Kramer's Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. 4 decades, 3 generations, 1 tradition.
Hi, welcome to the Panama City campus of Florida State University.
Did you know that the #1 industry in the state of Florida is tourism? People come to Florida to play, and it's the job of professional recreators to create those opportunities so that people can come out and play.
If you want to learn about recreation, tourism, and special events, check us out.
Flag with Professional Fiberglass and Marine Service. We offer all types of boat repair, fiberglass work, bottom painting, detailing, buffing. If your gel coat's looking dull, we can get that boat looking good for you again. We also offer a pickup and delivery service, and we have trailers that you can use if we are going to work on your boat, and we can come and get your boat for you. We can be reached at 850-960-9054, or you can reach us on the web at profiberglassmarine.com.
Panama City living is simply better without glasses. The Eye Center of North Florida offers the most advanced cataract surgery using lifestyle lens implants, which allow you to see all distances glasses-free. Our surgeons perform this quick and painless procedure at our accredited surgery center. When it comes to your vision, trust your local experts in surgical eye care. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
Welcome back. We're going to get into it right away. The Jim Fowler presentation we had it Saturday at the Biofeeder Center. Really good. Let's go ahead and start rolling it. Let's finish up on it.
Jim Fowler, educator, broadcaster, and naturalist. From an early age, it was evident that Jim was born to be wild. In fact, the name Fowler means someone who trains birds of prey. Jim's interest in animals was fostered by family outings along the Georgia swamplands. On these adventures, Jim was always in search of rattlesnakes, water moccasins, and owls. It was this early interest in birds of prey, primarily the harpy eagle, that put Jim on the ultimate adventure into the wild kingdom.
I was asked by Dave Garraway on the Today Show to bring those big eagles into New York. I had met Marlin Perkins earlier, 3 or 4 years before that. But on that program, Marlin Perkins and Sir Edmund Hillary were in Chicago on the same show that I was appearing on in New York. So Marlin remembered me, and he called me the next week and said, would I come to Chicago with those eagles and do the first pilot film for Wild Kingdom.
Later, millions of baby boomers grew up watching Marlin Perkins and his young, adventurous partner explore the mysteries of the wild. Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom was the first television program to show animals in their natural surroundings. Jim Fowler believed then, as he does today, that the more we see and learn about the natural world, the more we will see that we are just one element within it, and our very survival depends on not upsetting the balances in nature.
You know, for a while the elephants were being poached out of existence in Kenya, and we did a spot on elephants with a piece of ivory that's right here in the Explorers Club, and that was at a very critical time. Shortly after that, there was an international treaty on CITES that banned all export and import of ivory around the world, and I think we had something to do with that.
Jim always has had a keen instinct for capturing the attention of audiences. He does it by simply letting animals be themselves. And in doing so, he's created some of television's most memorable moments.
You know,
Today, he continues to use the television medium to share his message. For several years, he served as environmental correspondent for the Today Show. Many of today's conservation professionals credit Jim for inspiring them to follow their current career paths. Jim continues to convey a message that is helping educate a whole new generation. Millions of children at schools throughout the country have learned from Jim about the beauty and mystery found in the wild kingdom. Yet throughout his many close calls in the wild, Jim's message has remained clear.
the big point today is not that the animal needs saving. The big point is that we humans, if we destroy ecosystems in natural areas, we may not survive because we're part of the Earth's ecosystem. That's the message that I try to get out.
Well, that's for somebody that does not remember our program. We had some pretty heavy-duty action on Wild Kingdom because we were actually there were only 3 networks back when we started in 1962, and we had to compete with football and some of the others. So that's how, according to Johnny Carson, Marlon Perkins used to send me out to do the dirty work. Well, you remember that? Yeah, Johnny was the one that started that, and I remember once I was on and Marlon was watching from St. Louis. He had a wolf sanctuary. Wanted me to mention it, and Johnny came out, pretended to be Marlon, and said, "Now, Jim, you go down river and wrestle the 2-horned rhino in heat, while I stay back and mix martinis with a native girl." Marlon didn't think that was very funny, but the chairman of Mutual of Omaha said to Marlon, he said, "That's the highest form of flattery when Johnny Carson gives you so." And Johnny was always, he really respected Marlon Perkins. He would tell me that. I had the opportunity to take Johnny to Africa and his family after he stopped doing the show, so we got to know pretty well. He didn't know it, but an elephant was standing on its hind legs above his tent at night, getting seeds off the acacia trees. I never did tell him about that. He probably wouldn't have slept very well. Now, I do have some people here, before we go into this, the rest of it. Barney Manuel's from nearby. Barney's a real fan of the outdoors. And we've got, boy, I don't know if I can introduce anybody or not. I'll introduce you a little later. Bill Hardy used to be the top producer for Mutual of Omaha. He's here with his wife. And so we've got several people planted in the audience to applaud if I need it. I want to show you a couple of the living ambassadors for the natural world that some of you may not have been able to see up closely. Okay, so Jim, would you come up here, please? And I want to just introduce Jim Broadus. He's one of those absolutely crazy guys that likes to work with animals. I was one Jim has been a lecturer, and he worked with television, but he finally decided he wanted to work with some animals, right, Jim?
The best day of my life, the worst day of my life was when I met Jim Fowler. He came up to my place at Bear Creek Feline Center, and he said, "This is a nice place, Jim, but what are you doing with all these cages?" And so he's taught me the range concept, and like we see here, all these acres, we need to see the animals out.
Well, the thing is, it's very important to you have saved some animals that were in bad shape, and that's what they do. But anyway, Jim, I called Jim and I said, "Could you come down here?" So Jim brought some of his staff and some of his friends, and they're planted around the audience there.
Would you like me to bring the first one out?
Would you bring the first one out?
Sure will.
Yeah, that's your wife.
That is. My second wife.
Oh, okay.
The last one.
We brought something small to start with, It was a little hard to get the elephant in the door back there. So.
This is a South American
What
Jack
we're
Frost cat.
going to do before you do that, let me explain something, Jim.
Please.
Cats, as we all know, are programmed genetically to do 4 basic things: chase, attack, kill, or eat. Now, what they were doing here to keep this little cat tuned in to life, they have a toy, artificial toy, and this cat automatically wants to play with that. I think that's some of my kids used to do that too. They were predators when they were growing up. And so this is a little Joffrey cat, and Jim, where is this?
Yeah, this little guy is native to Central and South America.
By the way, could we have the house lights up? Because Bertie is going to probably walk. Can you walk up an aisle?
The cat's coat is...
Come on down to Blue Water Outrigger, where you'll always find friendly service, fresh and saltwater fishing rods, top of the line men's and women's apparel. Don't forget to pick up your live baits and let us help you with all your outdoor needs. Check out our wide selection of top quality reels and hunting necessities and everything in between. Come see us or order online. We'll be waiting for you right next door to Piggly Wiggly, Port St. Joe.
Hey everybody, this is Brad Stevens coming to you from Sunjammers Water Sports on Highway 79. You know us for your fishing kayaks and all your sailing needs. What you may not know is that we stock a full line of inshore and offshore tackle, specializing in the Captain Joe fish-on lures. We stock his grouper baits, his SS minnows, his shredders, along with all of your gulp baits, Joe jigs, the edge hook, your U-Pro rods, and live bait. Come see us at Sunjammers Water Sports, 315 North Highway 79.
Panama City Beach is known as one of the top dive destinations in Florida. Divers Den offers daily dive charters that can accommodate up to 13 divers. Our boat captain is U.S. Coast Guard certified and a PADI dive instructor. We have trained professionals who offer a variety of scuba certifications. Come see us at our 2 locations on Thomas Drive and Tyndall Parkway.
Captain's Cove Marina, designed with fishermen in mind. Easy access to the best fishing along Florida's Forgotten Coast. Deep sea fishing, fly fishing from a kayak, cruising endless miles of bayous, bays, and the intercoastal waterway. Count on the Captain's crew to work hard to make your day on the water the best ever. Captain's Cove Marina, 1617 Grouper Avenue, Port St. Joe, 850-227-3357.
Greatest liability, because they're still pelting these little guys out.
Yeah.
And they say it takes about 100 of them to make a full-length coat. Yeah. And our colleague Roger Newsom has one of the 3 cats that you'll probably see if you're really lucky in the Florida wilds, the Florida bobcat.
You don't want to get these 2 together, I don't think.
No, I don't think. I'm going to get it back. I'm kind of nervous about that.
Miss Davis, I guess you probably got bobcats here.
We got them all over.
All over the place, yeah. They, I noticed in your wonderful museum here, there's a bobcat that's going after quail. We don't want to show that to the quail plantations up in Albany. But the thing that's amazing about these cats, whether it's the Jeffrey cat or the bobcat, by the way, let me say this if you don't mind. See how that cat's looking at the little kid walking over there? I told you about chase, attack, kill, and eat. Yeah. If you turn your back, honest to goodness, I was in New York, the Explorers Club, and Mary Tyler Moore said to me, could I bring some animals to the Explorers Club to show her young husband, who's a doctor. She said he loves animals. He's got an incredible rapport with animals. So I'd done the Today Show. She said, by the way, he only likes lions, tigers, and bears. So I brought a little tiger, and I brought a little bear, and a little lion up to the Explorers Club. I put him out and let him walk around, and the first thing I knew, he was on the floor trying to wrestle with him. And she kept saying, oh, look, they have this wonderful rapport. She said, yeah, they're going to eat him. So because he turned his back to the tiger, and the little tiger jumps over and grabbed him on the back. So I had to extricate this young doctor from there and placate Mary Tyler Moore and make her think that it's wonderful. But she loves animals.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a North American bobcat. It's 3.5 months old. He's got sharp little claws, as Jim is finding out right now. But he's very gentle and sweet at this time. Yeah, he's a little bit excited. All of the cats here today, they're not used to a crowd. They're not used to the environment. So we kind of try to keep the excitement down and try to keep it quiet. This little guy here, I can tell you, I've handled a lot of cats, but I can tell you without a doubt that the bobcat is the most feisty. If they were big cats, they would be really, really dangerous.
I used to call them buzzsaws.
Yeah, exactly. This cat in particular, the owner of this cat died just August 1st, and I obtained the cat August 7th. The family of the owner insisted that I take care of it because they knew the cat would have a lifetime.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the more specialized cats. But this can catch a bird, thing like a guinea fowl, up in the air. And I don't know if you can show that, Roger.
No, I don't think I can get her to jump with the crowd, but they can jump up to 12 feet straight up.
That cat can easily jump this high just from a sitting position.
In addition to that, if you'll notice her ears, okay, these animals, they eat rodents, small mammals, sometimes they'll take down a small animal as well as birds.
Well, how many of you have seen an interesting characteristic of this cat, physical characteristic? What would you say? Can you have it walk over here? Or what can you see about it that's pretty exciting? It gives away what its habits are. Look at the hind legs. Look at the hind quarters. This is so developed. It's a jumping cat. And it learns how to catch its prey by, and you know, it's very long, but it can really spring. And you can see that in the formation of the legs. The head isn't very large. It doesn't have to kill large animals, so it really bats birds out of the air and all kinds of that. That's a wonderful example, Roger. Did you know there's no more commercial fishing off the coast of New England? That's because the fish were caught at a point, consumed at a point that were not sustainable.
Excuse me, Jim, have
Yes.
you seen the panther?
Have I what?
Any folks seen the panther, Jim?
I saw one on the road the other day. You know, Jim brought us, I love Jim, but I'll tell you what, I'm a little suspect now. Jim claims he saw a black panther on the way over here one day.
True.
And he knows cats. He knows cats.
I live with the panther guy. I know I saw a black panther.
Is that the Caravel cat, you think?
The Appalachian National Forest.
Yeah.
This little gal here, she's quite shy. She's a Florida panther. She's 2.5 years old. She only weighs 65 pounds. She's very petite, and I can tell you she's scared to death. So I may have to dump her out of there. So just bear with it. You know, sometimes they have good days and bad days. She's purring at the moment. I don't know if you heard her, but she probably won't be for
We'll
long.
all be quiet, but I do want you to be able to see. Everybody be really a little bit quiet. You might want to shut the door on your box because I know their habits. They like a place that's, and I don't know if you can see that from over there, but
I'll move her around. We'll just give her a minute to adapt.
We'll give her a little chance to look around. She doesn't look too scared. She's fine. Doing fine. There you go.
Her name is Chaos. She was totally wild when we got her at 7 months, and it's been 2 years of chaos getting her socialized, but she's really quite sweet, at least with her handlers. She doesn't really like strangers or strange places, as you can see. I'll move her out a little bit.
Well, you can't blame her. I mean, this is a pretty shocking audience. This is, there's quite a history of this cat. It was almost forced into extinction. And, you know, I just let her look around a little bit, and then we'll let her go back in. Well, you get a good look at a Florida Panther now. There we go. Yeah, I think you need to get her out. She's acting just like my kids did when they first went to New York.
Have we set up any preserves for these Florida Panthers in Florida?
Yeah, there is in the Everglades down south. The FWC is breeding them, trying to bring them back. Now, they do say that there's 150 or so left. I think there's a lot more than that because there's a lot of them spotted around here.
Good morning to all the viewers of Panhandle Outdoors here in the Panhandle of Florida.
When you think of a successful hunting season, two things come to mind: Browning and C&G Sporting Goods. Browning is the best there is, and C&G Sporting Goods is your factory direct, full-line Browning dealer. C&G stocks Browning guns, camo, knives, scopes, gun safes, bows, and much more, including hunting and fishing license. Look over the new Browning BAR camo short track and X-Bolt rifles. Why pay good money for anything less than a Browning? Browning and C&G, the best there is. Home of the experts.
For 26 years, Mills Heating and Air has been serving the Emerald Coast from Navarre Beach to Bay County, Crestview to Deputiac Springs with residential and commercial accounts. 7 days a week, we provide quality service and installation, in-home evaluations, air quality, and duct cleaning. We offer free estimates, convenient financing, and preventative maintenance agreements.
For lower bills, call Mills 234-8177.
Your Panhandle carrier dealer.
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAM certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your visits.
It's Kubota Summertime Deal Days right now at Sowell Tractor, and that means Kubota finance offers are heating up.
Right now, we have long-term finance rates for qualified buyers. We have the deals you've been waiting for on the new Kubota Grandale 40.
Come take a look at the new Kubota Grandale Series tractors today.
Hurry to Sowell Tractor's Kubota Summertime Deal Days and get your best deal on a new Kubota today while the sun shines.
Hope you enjoy that. Running late, got to get out of here, do something good for somebody today. God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.